Good morning, children. Today, let us to begin third history lesson, that is ruling the countryside. Okay, children, as the lesson is quite lengthy, here you will get two parts of the lesson. Now, let us to begin the first part of the lesson. Children, already in the last lesson, you came to know how the company in the sense the Britishers, they started their administration in our country, in India. Now, how they acquired part by part and how they completely established their administration over the largest part of the country, let us to see in this lesson. The company becomes the Diwan. The Mughal emperor appointed the East India Company as the Diwan of Bengal, as the head of the Bengal on 12th of August 1765. As the company became Diwan, it's a chief financial administrator of the territory under its control. So, whatever earning the Bengal territory had, all that earning, it went under the control of the company. Whatever does it produce, so whatever it may be, so everything, the complete Bengal territory was under the control of the company. Now, revenue for the company. As the company became the Diwan, of course, it has started to get huge revenue from the Bengal, huge profit from the Bengal. But still, the company saw itself as primarily as a trader. Just the company felt as if it is working just as a trader businessman. As the company entered India as a businessman, the same thing the company thought. The company wanted a large revenue income, but it was unwilling to set up any regular system of assessment and collection. Actually, company was wishing to get largest revenue income, but it was not at all ready to set up any kind of system of assessment or collection. It was not willing to collect the revenue month wise or according to the periods, but it was willing to get heavy income from the Bengal territory. The Bengal economy, it has started to face a crisis as the company applied high tax on each and everyone. Along with that, even it exported largest quantity of raw materials to England, and it brought finished goods from there, and it doubled the prices of each and everything. As all these changes took place, automatically Bengal economy started to face a crisis. People started to earn very less, people started to get very less profit, and some of the times no profit too. Artisans were deserting their villages. So here artisans, they started to leave their villages as they were forced to sell their goods to the company, that is also at a very low price that is fixed by the company itself. Though the artisans prepared the goods, they were not able, they were not given permission to fix the price of, to fix the amount of the goods that they produced. So here, these artisans, they started to leave their villages and they went in search of new works, and they started to settle in other places. Even peasants were unable to pay the dues that they were being demanded by them. Even peasants too were not able to pay the tax that was demanded by the company, because the tax was so high that they were unable to pay it. Next, the need to improve agriculture. So here Britishers thought, as India was the land of agriculture, they thought if they improve agriculture, then they will be able, they in the sense the company, the Britishers, the company will be able to fetch more income, more profit, tax. So they thought of to improve agriculture, and to improve agriculture, the company introduced the permanent settlement in the year of 1793. Actually, permanent settlement in the sense, in this settlements, the Rajas and Talukdars, they were considered as recognized as Zamindars, and these Rajas and Talukdars who were called as Zamindars were asked to collect rent amount, tax from the peasants and to pay the same tax to the company. The problem, though the Britishers installed or asked people to follow permanent settlement, this permanent settlement had the problem. Now let us to see what those problems were. The company officials found that the zamindars were not investing in the improvement of land. Actually, zamindars, they started to collect a revenue, of course, but whatever profit they got, that profit they started to use for their personal purpose instead of investing it in the improvement of land. And the revenue which was fixed by the company, it was so high that zamindars, which was fixed by the zamindars, it was so high and they found it difficult to pay. As the tax was so high, peasants were not able to pay. As the peasants were not able to pay, automatically zamindars too not able to pay the tax to the company. And whichever zamindar failed to pay the revenue lost his zamindari. And in the villages, the cultivators found this rule as oppressive, so problematic, forcibly. And whatever rent he paid to the zamindar, it was so high and his right on the land was insecure. In the sense, the farmer who had his own land, it was not secure, because whenever he failed to pay the fixed tax to the zamindar, then that peasant's land was undertaken by these zamindars, undertaken by the company. So he had to take a loan often again and again. So the peasant had to take a loan again that he can pay rent. And whenever he failed, he was removed from his land that he cultivated from many of the generations. So this condition which was made by the company, this condition made the peasants unhappy, that from many of the years they were cultivating the land. Due to the British rule, most of the peasants lost their land because they were unable to pay tax, as the tax amount was so high. A new system is devised. As Britishers started to face many of the problems as they started to collect the revenue, so here they wanted to bring some change that could solve all their problems and which could fetch them huge amount, which could give them lots of profit. So here in the northwestern province of Bengal Presidency, an Englishman called Hart Mackenzie, he started the new system, and this new system came into effect in the year of 1822. Under Hart Mackenzie, according to his directions, collectors were appointed, and these collectors went from village to village by inspecting, checking the land, measuring the fields, and recording the customs and rights of different groups. The estimated revenue of each plot within the village was added up to calculate the revenue that each village had to pay. This demand was not permanently fixed, it was revised periodically, and this system came to be called as Mahalwari system. So here collectors, they went from one village to another village. They inspected the land, measured the land, and what kind of weather that area had, what kind of crops can be grown in well thing or in best way. All these things were recorded. On these record base, Holt Mackenzie, he brought Mahalwari system. Mahalwari system in the sense here revenue is fixed, of course, but the thing that is, the revenue was not fixed, it was revised, changed according to the seasons. Periodically the revenue was changed, and each village had different kinds of revenue. Okay, this is called as Mahalwari system. Actually, Mahal in the sense not a palace, Mahal in the sense a village. Okay, next, the Munro system. In the south, the new system started, which is called as, or which came to be known as Roithwar or Roithwari. Actually, right in the sense of peasant. Okay, it was tried in a small scale. Actually, at the beginning, this system was imposed on a small scale, some small patch of land, and this is started by Captain Alexander Reed. And the same system was later on developed by Thomas Munro. And Alexander and Thomas both felt that in the south there were no zamindars. So the settlement had to be made directly with the cultivators who tilled the land for generations. So earlier the company appointed zamindars, but as time passed, most of the zamindars were unable to pay the tax fixed by the company, and they lost their zamindari, as there were no zamindars in the south. Here, Munro and Alexander felt that they should have direct contact with cultivators, farmers, peasants who tilled the land for generations, and they continued the same thing. All was not well. Of course, most of the changes these Britishers tried to bring in our country, that they can get huge profit, but each and every system that they imposed had one another problem. Peasants were unable to pay too high revenue fixed by the company. As already I said, the company fixed too high revenue. So here peasants, they became unable to pay this revenue, and they went different states. They went to different places, territories. So many of the villages became deserted in many of the regions. Deserted, very less population or no population at all. So children, this is the first part. If you get any doubts, please contact me. Shortly you will get a second part too. Good day children, take care.